Hi there, Jason Wortzman here. I'm the chef at Granny's, a farmer's cooperative. We're all about poultry. What I'm going to show you now is how to make a traditional turkey stuffing. I don't like to stuff the stuffing into the bird. I prefer to do it separately and roast it in a casserole in the oven. I find you have much better control over both roasting the bird and cooking the stuffing. So what I'm going to start with first is I'm going to saute some onions and some celery here, and I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil into my pan, just about a tablespoon, and I'm going to throw some butter in, just about a tablespoon as well, and we'll just let that warm up a little bit here. Okay, so I'm just going to throw the onions in here and throw celery in as well. So then I just want to let it brown to get some of that flavor, caramelize it a little bit here. So we'll just let that brown a little bit here. While we're letting that brown, I'll just talk a little bit about what else goes into it here. And of course, stuffing is always about the bread. And I like to do a variety of breads. I'll take a little bit of white bread, a little bit of whole wheat, maybe some multigrain, and just cut them up into nice big cubes. And it's best if you don't use really fresh bread because you want it to be a little bit dry so it can absorb all those flavors. We're going to add some stock in later. We're going to also add some drippings in from the bird that's roasting a little bit later on. So we use about 10 to 12 cups altogether of the breadcrumbs here, and so that'll go in together with our sautéed vegetables here. We'll just give them a little stir here. The onions and celery are getting some nice color on them here, so some of the flavors coming out. So what I'll do is I'll just going to dump them into the bowl here. Okay, and then I'm going to add breadcrumbs here into there. Okay, now I have some fresh thyme that I chopped up. So if you're able to, it's really nice to use fresh herbs. Gives it a much nicer taste. So here's some fresh thyme. I cut some sage as well, a couple tablespoons of sage, which is really a classic poultry seasoning. Goes great in the stuffing. And then just some flat leaf Italian parsley, which is really nice for color, gives it an extra freshness of flavor there. So add all that in. And then, of course, our stock. Now, it's nice if you can make some homemade stock. If not, I really recommend that you use some of the low sodium stocks that are out there. There's some really good stocks out there now, and really quite simple. Then we just take about half a teaspoon of salt or so, and some freshly ground black pepper here. And we just mix it all up nicely here. So all that stock is getting absorbed into that kind of slightly dried bread there. Now, some people like their stuffing really, really wet. Others like it quite dry. So if you like it a little more moist, then all you need to do is add a little more stock to it. And of course, if you like it a little drier, you just have to add a little bit less. So I've got a casserole dish here that I just lightly greased with butter. So what I'm going to do is just put all the stuffing in there. It all fits in quite nicely. And then we're just going to put a lid on it now, take it over to the oven, and pop it in. Should take about an hour to an hour and a half. So now I'm just going to put a lid on the casserole dish here and pop it into the oven, again around 350 degrees. Same as the turkey, and I'll just close that up. Now, it should take about an hour to an hour and a half to cook. And what I like to do is I like to take the lid off towards the end of the cooking just to get a nice crispy coating on the outside top. And once the turkey's done or almost done, I like to take some of the drippings from the turkey, drizzle them over the top of it, and that gives us that taste, that flavor of the turkey as if it had been stuffed inside. So our stuffing's been in the oven for about an hour now, and I took the lid off in the last 15 minutes or so to get it a little bit crispy on top. So let's have a peek and see how it's doing. It is looking good. So we'll just take it out here. Now my little trick at this point is to take some of the drippings from your bird and then just drizzle them over the top of your stuffing here before you're ready to serve it. And that gives you that extra little bit of flavor of your turkey in there. So that's your traditional stuffing there, and it's ready to serve.